If you are brand new to video editing or just want a faster workflow for turning long videos into snackable content, this is your complete beginner-friendly guide. I am going to walk you through a simple, repeatable process I actually use, step by step, so you can edit for any platform without wasting hours poking around menus. Also, I will drop a few tips on using tools like CapCut and a clever trick I love for turning long recordings into tons of clips automatically. First things first, open your editor of choice, whether it is CapCut, Premiere or DaVinci, because this process maps to basically any software out there. Create a new project with a sensible name, and if your main camera footage is the first thing you import, most modern editors will auto-detect your resolution and frame rate. Spend 30 seconds getting comfortable with where your media bin, preview window, and your timeline are located before you start cutting. Always import your primary camera footage first, then bring it into the timeline to establish your project's flow. Before you do anything fancy, trim the start and end of your clips by looking at the audio waveforms to see exactly where you start speaking. If there are long silent gaps in the middle, simply split the clip and delete those empty spaces to keep the energy tight. Here is a huge trick I use for talking head videos. Start editing near the end of your raw footage and work backwards, because your last takes are usually your best ones. Once you have removed all the bad takes, you will end up with a stack of clean, usable clips that act as your building blocks. The next major step is adding B-roll and overlays, so import any extra footage like screenshots or product close-ups and place them on a track above your primary clip. Use this B-roll to illustrate what you are saying, but make sure to mute the audio of the overlay footage if it interferes with your main dialogue. Now add your text and titles, but keep the animations tasteful because too many bouncing graphics will quickly exhaust your viewer. When it comes to transitions, keep them minimal and rely on hard cuts to maintain high energy throughout your video. If you need to smooth a cut between two similar shots, try adding a subtle zoom or a crop, instead of using a flashy, distracting transition effect. For effects and speed changes, use tools to stabilize shaky footage or add ramps to highlight a specific moment. Do not rush into color grading until your edit is completely locked. Otherwise, you will end up making your workflow incredibly slow. Import your background music and drag it under your dialogue track, being very careful about copyright by using trusted platforms like Epidemic Sound or Artlist. Audio mixing is crucial, so watch your levels and ensure your voice sits comfortably between -18 and -6 decibels. Your music should support your voice rather than compete with it, so lower the music volume until it sits perfectly underneath your spoken words. If you have a long recording, a tool like Vizard can change your life by automatically identifying the most engaging moments and exporting them as ready-to-post clips. This tool is not just for cutting, because you can also use its auto-schedule feature to manage your posting calendar without manually uploading everything at 2 in the morning. Using a tool like Vizard to handle the heavy lifting allows you to focus on the creative finish while it manages your distribution across platforms. Once your content is ready, go back to your main project for final color correction by adjusting exposure and contrast to make the image pop. Apply these corrections to your primary clip, and then copy them across your other shots to ensure your video looks cohesive and professional. Finally, pick a clear file name and export your video, but always perform one last watch-through of the rendered file to check for any sync issues. To wrap this up, remember that the most efficient process is to organize, trim, overlay, mix your audio, and then color correct as the very last step. If you want to scale your content output without burning out, integrate a tool like Vizard to automate the hardest parts of your repurposing strategy. I have created a free printable checklist you can follow while editing, along with some template settings for CapCut, so hit the link in the description to grab those. Try this workflow on your next video, let me know how it goes, and I will see you in the next one.